What the fuck is that? Let's just start it with that. What the fuck is that?
I am a masked singer.
Oh, I see.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Yay, Vern Troyer was disrespected.
You won the bet.
I know, but at
So
what price?
I'm dressed as your favorite television show.
The Masked Singer
The
was one
Masked
of my.
Singer.
Oh, right.
Oh, who could
Yeah.
you guess who the singer is?
I am not sleeping. I'm never going to sleep again. This is the worst. The fact that the tallest member had to do this as well, it's not okay.
You also do not like masked things and face paint and
Nope,
shit?
nope.
Yeah,
Well, then why are
he's
you
like
watching
legitimately
it?
freaked out.
What's that?
Then why are you watching it on the
Because I'm
telly?
at the safety of my own home.
Yeah, but you also like Marvel and DC characters, and they wear masks all the time.
Safety of my own home. I'm not inches away.
That's right.
Well, I guess don't go to the theater then. But so people if they don't know, Steven Sadak of this program did a bet with us that Vern Troyer would be Farinaed from the Oscars,
Yes.
Right.
which would mean he was cut out of the in memorial section because he's dead.
Yes.
And we bet Steven Sadak money. By the way, this is Andrew Jupe and Chris Cabin, and I'm Eric Siska.
Hello,
Yes,
everyone.
hello.
Hi.
This is
Well,
incredibly
fuck, I said,
weird.
wait, I thought I was the Masked Singer. Fuck, I said
You know,
my
yeah,
name.
oh, yeah,
You know what? So then just demask yourself, please.
I thought it was
So-
Eric Roberts under there.
I think we should pay.
yeah, give me 20. Yeah, that's 20 big ones each way. Yeah, motherfucker.
20
yeah,
bucks.
motherfucker.
There it is.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the first and last time I throw dollar bills at you, by the way.
Oh my god, this is delicious. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
I will. I don't have dignity. I will pick it up from the floor. Oh yeah, look at it. Now
at that.
I want to be clear about this because everyone's
We got some late night McDonald's.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I want to be clear about this because people might misconstrue this as me being happy that Vern Troyer is dead.
Which you are.
Nothing could be further from
I
the
thought that
truth.
was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Why is that mask back on?
Because he has to go find Ethan Hawke.
Nothing could be further from the truth. I am celebrating my intelligence and understanding the callousness and business nature of the Academy Award committee
Business
for cutting
nature.
out the great Vern Troyer who deserved to be in that memoriam on that memoriam. And I'm going to spend this money on Cheetos.
There you go. Oh, Cheetos.
Oh,
guessing,
Cheetos.
I was guessing McDonald's.
No,
Try
we'll
the,
see.
Nothing but Cheetos with that money?
Steve Zanuck stars in nothing but Cheetos. Yeah.
Try the Flamin' Hot.
So, by the way, this is WHM Mailbag for the month of March.
Oh, there it goes.
So as soon as you're done fitting all that money into your pocket,
I don't know if it could fit. There's just so much money in here.
I do
wow,
want to mention
You know-
the Masked Singer speaking.
Sure.
Chris.
You're
this
not
is
singing
still
it.
going on, huh?
You're supposed to sing this. Whatever you're about to say, you should be singing.
If you're listening to this later, you could see it earlier on YouTube.
That's
the
right.
YouTube channel.
Keep doing
our
it.
We Hate Movies YouTube channel.
Hit the notes.
You would not proceed on the Masked Singer.
Really?
You, sir, are no Terry Bradshaw. Let me tell you
Oh
this.
my God!
Well, he had time to prepare.
He did.
I did this on a lark. I just happened to have this mask, and it was all right, don't worry
I
about
just
it.
happen to have this mask, by the way. That's fucking incriminating.
Weirdly, you both have CTE. Who would have guessed?
It's strange.
What
It's a
is it?
strange thing.
What, now, for not me, but for the people watching, what,
Yeah,
what is
okay.
CTE?
That's just the brain damage you get from concussions.
I did take quite a spill once.
All right, we are here to read some letters. Steve Sadak, why don't you get us started with that right now?
The month of March.
Nice.
WHM fans are everywhere. Hey, guys. I had to get some intimate parts checked out at the doctor yesterday.
Nice.
And I was wearing my WHM Figure It Out shirt. Which I mean, like, graphic tees in general at the doctor, like, it's kind of like...
I'm not there to entertain. I want to be as anonymous as possible. I don't want them to glean any of my interests from my
Exactly.
clothing.
Well, you're giving yourself away. If you have like a comic book shirt, they're like, you're not eating well, are you?
yeah, I want it to be a mystery, dude. I
gotta-
don't want to give them all the answers.
gotta
First of all,
really-
they know you're not eating well.
You got to really choose where you're wearing stuff like that. Also, by the way, bumper stickers Either way you lean, you're putting a target on your fucking back. Honestly, I am really paranoid about stuff like that. If someone takes anything the wrong way,
Exactly. Like, oh, what if I don't like the Green Lantern, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Here's it going.
yeah,
Sure.
Here's it going.
Here's it going. They say, here's it going.
Now, what motion is that?
That's somebody stabbing you with something
I thought-
up your asshole.
Up your
Oh.
ass. Give you the
Okay.
Gaddafi, dude.
I thought it was the ass.
Here's it going.
Yeah.
So yeah, the letter reading.
It turned out the physician's assistant was a fan.
Oh, nice.
So it turned out, so it was a really nice and calming to chat with about WHM while she took my vitals. However, it got weird when the doctor was inspecting my nether regions while the PA was telling me how funny the Buddy Brigade was.
You know what? When we're talking like touching nether regions and whatnot,
Yeah.
probably time to cut out the old chit chat.
Exactly. Our
You
common
know?
interests have ended at my genitals as usual.
Absolutely.
Did you love the butter biscuit? Oh, how are your balls doing?
Oh yeah, that's cancer. Oh yeah. And also, you're like, clearly I'll spoiler it. This gentleman, clearly this gentleman has something
Right.
going on that he went. This isn't just a checkup. He's like, I have to go to get my shit checked out.
Sure.
Something's going on. Something's on fire down there.
Something is on fire down there.
What's that ass check that they do when you're older?
The prostate exam.
Colonoscopy.
You best start believing in them. You're in one.
Well, is it nether region? Is nether regions? I mean,
I
it could
guess
be
that
You're
either.
talking oh, it might be his asshole.
Could
You're
go
right.
either way,
yeah.
yeah.
Asshole,
I'm
right.
Front door,
thinking-
back door situation.
Steve was saying the guy got stabbed in his ass.
That's
The
true.
old frontsy backsy. No, I was saying Muammar Gaddafi got stabbed up the ass.
That was a medical thing?
No, I think it was like a regime change.
The Buddy Brigade was one of the most awkward experiences of my life.
That's so fucking funny.
So either
and embarrassing. It's great.
WHM now has a new association, or I now have an uncomfortable new fetish. Only time will tell. Thanks for all the laughs, Steve. Not this Steve, FYI.
That's a nice story.
I
that
mean, you
you're
know why?
telling
Because that's the Steve who did this. You know, he probably has some sort of genital problem, and two, he doesn't have 60 big ones.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about? You don't have
You know
60
what?
big ones.
You know what? He just may have $60.
I don't
Dude,
know
if you
about
got
that.
60 big ones down there, get that checked out.
You make fun of this, but I can only ejaculate when I hear WTF.
Pow! I just creamed my pants.
That's there.
Oh, who's your guys? Who's your guys?
Talk about your Mount Rushmore.
Come here, Boomy. Boomy. Boomy.
Oh, that's that other YouTube guy.
Oh,
Or what was it? What was that YouTube thing? There was like this dude who fucked a cat.
oh, yeah.
Or everybody
Oh,
said he
yeah.
fucked a cat and he got all
It's like an old
indignant
bit.
about
I
it.
don't need that guy's fucking fans in my mentions. I'll tell
I
you
Is
think
that.
that a
he
Shane
definitely did
Dawson
it.
thing?
I don't know. I don't know
think
any of the
so.
people you watch on YouTube, Chris Cabin.
Yes, I watched them all.
Speaking of Chris Cabin, take us to that next
okay.
letter.
Let me explain.
Oh, said by Chris Cabin a lot in real life.
Quite a lot. Hey, guys. A recent mailbag mentioned having to explain movies to inattentive theater goers, which reminded me of the time I had to do that for an entire theater.
Eep.
A few years ago, I was in your hometown visiting elder. Were you there just to see us? Why were you in our hometown? A few years ago, I was in your hometown visiting elderly relatives of mine in Forest Hills,
Queens represent.
where many elderly relatives reside. It's true. I had a few hours free and decided to catch a matinee movie at the Midway on Queens Boulevard.
Sure.
The only people
Which
who-
one's that?
I
How's
am
that look?
Queens Boulevard. Vincent Chase, Entourage.
Anyone ever been to the Midway? Queensboro? That's a little
No,
Forest Hills. We
that's-
were
yeah,
more
it's too
Astoria
far
based.
away.
Yeah.
I think there was one time I may have been at the Midway. There was. Did you ever go there? It was a theater. It is kind of deep out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's like an indie theater. I saw, what was that Andy Samberg movie that was like a dramedy that actually turned out to be pretty
Hot
good?
Rod.
Celeste and Jesse Forever.
Yes. Yeah. I saw that there.
Oh, okay.
And that might be where we're talking.
Okay,
I could be
think
wrong.
That
I could be
sounds
wrong.
right. The only people who were there to see the nice guys at 2 p.m. on a work day were me and about 20 old folks getting out of the New York summer heat.
Yep, that checks out.
As you will. After the movie, I got up to leave, and one of the older viewers flagged me down. "Excuse me, young man.
Oh, here we go. Thanks
She
a lot,
asked.
old people.
What was in the briefcase they were after?"
Oh my God.
It's Marcel Wallace's soul. You know this.
Oh, the nice guys. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I forget.
Good movie, though.
It could be. I mean, it
Yeah.
could just be a golden light too.
I like that movie.
I explained and she didn't understand, so I ran through the entire plot of the movie for her.
Oh, Lord almighty.
Around the time I started describing Keith David's role in the story, boy, you are going into detail. I looked up and noticed that every single person in the theater had gathered around. They all needed the same explanation.
Now, The Nice Guys, correct me if because I haven't seen it, that's the comedy with Mark Wahlberg and
No.
Ryan Gosling. No, Ryan Gosling and
Oh,
Russell Crowe.
right.
And
that's
Russell
the-
Crowe.
The
So
thing
Shane
is, the
Blackman.
other guys.
The other guys. You know, all these guys movies. You know what I mean?
You know, I'm just gonna say
Movies
it.
for guys.
It's too many guys.
Too many guys.
Too
Too
many
many
guys.
guys.
Yeah, too many guys. Although a great bit in The Other Guys is with Sam Jackson
Yes.
and the not super famous Dwayne Johnson, and
When
they
they-
like jump off the building and they both kill themselves
Yeah.
immediately. Pretty fucking great.
It's a good-
Also, car chase scenes filmed in Albany, New York.
How about that?
Oh, really?
No, so the other guys is the Ryan Gosling one. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I remember that.
You know what's great about filming car chases in Albany? Is you can't wait to get out of there. Huh?
Pedal to the metal.
Maybe you should put that mask back down.
Happily. I would love to live like this, honestly.
You look like the killer in that fucking George Romero movie Bruiser.
He does indeed.
Or can you do me a favor? Can you give me a line reading of Jack? I just wanted to see the paintings.
Jack, I thought we were going to see the painting.
Yeah, see, that's right. That's Jerry Hall.
There it is. There it is. Look at
I am
Mrs. Mick Jagger over here.
I am so it's Mrs. Roger Ailes these days. Not Roger Ailes, the other one.
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch. Yes.
Oh, wasn't she also with Mick Jagger?
yeah,
for
that's
Fashion?
right. We both had her, but now I got her because I'm Rupert Murdoch.
Oh,
Rupert, I thought we were going to see the racists.
you're looking at him, baby.
You know what? I would buy that for Steve Bannon.
Oh.
Oh, sure.
You need it to be about 70 times bigger.
Yeah.
I'm
Cover
sorry.
that
We're not
billboard.
done with the letter. I
All right,
apologize.
Continue.
They all thanked me afterwards. Thank you, young man. Like, it's not Memento. It's a cop movie.
Yeah.
What the... Okay, never mind. Making...
Well, because they were falling asleep constantly,
I-
Captain, because they're
guess.
old and decrepit.
I suppose that's true. Making me feel a weird mix of pride and discomfort. Have you ever had to recap a movie for people just after the credits rolled? Thanks for reading, and thanks for making me miss the outer boroughs every week. Adam in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, speaking
Bronx
of George
represent,
Romero.
man. Absolutely.
I do remember, I've said this before a few times, but when I saw Memento when it came out,
Oh,
at
right.
the end of the movie, an old lady yelled out in the crowded theater, "Did anybody get it?"
I think the same lady was in my theater.
No one explained it to her, though.
It happened often enough because I used to go to movies with buddies in high school, not in the best state of mind, not as sober as a clam.
Yeah,
Let me
fucked up.
Fucked up, Brahim.
Oh.
Ooh.
And
Bro, we gotta go fucked
hold
up
on a
before we go to the
second.
Pelham Regal and see fucking whatever.
oh, bro, we gotta see fucking Vanilla Sky, bro. Fucking crazy. You know, you can't be watching Tom. Speaking of Vanilla Sky, actually,
Yeah.
put that mask down. There he goes.
There it is.
Because that's what this was.
So I was just driving, and Cameron Diaz said something about my cum. And next thing I know, I got this mask.
But no.
the next thing I know.
Kurt Russell's my doctor. I'm actually enjoying it.
I remember many a cold drive home with friends where I had the best reading comprehension or movie comprehension of the film. Like,
Right.
well, because it's actually, and like everyone's like, oh, okay, all right. First of all, no one should have been driving, but in any event, yes.
My aunt went to see I Heart Huckabees with me.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
And then, like, afterwards, so she's like, what is that about? And I get maybe 3 minutes in. She's like, you know what? Never mind.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was my fucking mindset with that piece of shit.
Well, yeah, everyone hated it. I remember not hating it.
I really liked that
remember
movie.
liking
Didn't care
it.
for it. I
need
really
to
didn't.
rewatch
One of
that.
my one of the better Russells, I think.
I had never have had the need to explain things like that coming out of a theater, mainly because I'll just ignore any fucking old person that asks me for assistance with some cockamamie shit like that. But then also, like, I never really went and saw movies with my family. But I remember one time we were at my parents' house, and we had just like flipping through channels, and we had on either it was The Dark Knight Rises, I think, specifically.
Yeah.
And it's like the last 20 minutes of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight opus,
Yeah.
right? My mom, who has seen not a second of these movies, starts asking questions.
Yeah.
And usually I entertain it, but I was like, Mom, this is like the 7th or 8th hour of these movies, and I can't possibly begin to tell you what's going on.
Going all the way back.
She was like looking at Talia al Ghul, like, and who is she? What is she doing? I was like, nope, not even about to happen, and I changed the channel.
Is that Amelie?
Actually,
My mom has not seen Amelie,
now
guaranteed.
I do remember something that happened that's not really an explainer, but when we did our show in Portland, Oregon, what was it, like 2 years ago or something?
2017, I think. Yeah.
Alien Covenant was out, but it's been out. It was out for a while at that point.
Yeah.
And we went and saw it at the Living Room Theater in Portland because
those living room theaters
they're
are
fun.
awesome. Yeah.
And because we had a bunch of time before our flight was, and we had to check out of the hotel and do something. So we
Right.
went to go to the movies, and then we were like, well, we got to get rid of all these edibles we have. So we're going to take all the edibles we have left and then go see Alien Covenant.
Oh my
And then-
God.
Maybe not the best idea.
Not the best idea, but once the xenomorph first falls down onto the fucking spaceship, and then it just everything hits me. I'm like on the floor. I'm like, oh. And it was a great experience. And then I get out, and I'm still fucking stoned beyond.
Oh, that's
recognition.
awesome, dude.
And an old lady's like, "What movie did you just see?" Like, man, I'm just like. I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm like
Struggling to breathe.
Alien Covenant, and she was like, "Oh, was it better than the original?" And I'm like, "No, why would it be?" It's like
Did you call her a stupid idiot?
I tried to be as polite as I could, but I probably looked like I was fucking out of my mind.
I'm gonna say that's you in your exterior. Is
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
All right, Masked Singer here. We'll do another one.
Leftover popcorn.
Uh-oh.
Hey guys, I used to work at a multiplex, and much like Chris and Andrew, have plenty of stories to tell because of it.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was told I can help myself to leftover hot dogs and pretzels from the concessions.
And I
after
could
we
get all the
closed for
fish
the
heads
night.
I wanted.
Dude, leftover
Yeah.
hot dogs.
Is that half eaten?
I don't even know. No, because a lot of places
Yeah,
have those
the
little
spin-
rolly
did you-
things.
did you
But
guys
by
eat-
hour
did you
10,
guys-
that thing looks like crispy, dude. Crispy critters.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
we got to bring home the leftover whatever
Garbage
was
bags of popcorn.
well that too, but also
buy the garbage bag, literally.
you could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Oh,
could
yeah.
take that home and use it
That
as
might
a
be where
bean.
the story
Absolutely,
might be
yeah.
going.
Use it
use
as a
it as
beanbag chair. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then just eat in your own filth.
Eat your own chair, dude.
And
I
what
wash myself with a rag on a stick.
I work at the movies, and then I go home and sit on a big pile of popcorn. It sounds like a very cool life.
Mr. Movie over here, living on popcorn.
That's a YouTube channel.
movie.
Sorry, Chris, were you going to say something disgusting? or-
Well, yeah, we could bring back leftover nacho cheese as well.
Oh, ew.
Because
why
it was
would
just
you
in a
need
sack that was in
Yeah,
a
it's a
dispenser.
sack.
But you get nacho cheese sacks. Was that your pillow when you go to bed?
No, you got a little courtesy cup, and you just put it under the thing, and it was like,
God.
and you had a cup of cheese, dude, and you take your chips in a separate bag, and you were good to go.
Yeah, you were good to go
Or you
somewhere.
just shoot it.
Just shoot it.
Cheese shooters.
Oh, wait a second. However, there was a stern rule about taking popcorn home.
Interesting.
What the fuck is this shit?
This puzzled me as I saw it bagged up and thrown away, just like everything else on a nightly basis. When I asked someone, they told me that it was a newly implemented rule just a few months ago before I started. An employee who still worked there during my time
Oh,
had
shit.
taken one of the giant trash bags home and dumped the old popcorn all over the lawn of her ex-boyfriend.
What?
That's pretty
Sick
cool.
revenge, dude. Do you know how many birds were on that lawn in the morning?
Not all of us can be Angela Bassett in what's that movie?
Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale. But some of us have the fucking gall to be this lady fucking popcorn in someone's driveway.
He should just be happy she didn't take the syrup bucket from the fucking
yes.
soda
Oh,
and pour
dude.
it all over the lawn and kill it for
Oh,
good.
you
Those things, they call them bibs. B-I-B. Bag in box. Because it's a bag of syrup in a fucking box.
That's disgusting.
And you hook it up to a hose, and that's how fucking soda fountains work.
Yep.
But how cool would it be to take a lawnmower to a lawn of popcorn?
Yes.
Right? That'd be amazing. It looks
It's
like
not a
snow.
lawn of popcorn. It's a lawn with popcorn on it.
Yeah, but then once you shred it,
Yeah.
and then it just looks like it's popcorn snow.
Well, then all the other popcorns become their own popcorns and start marching to the music, and they go off the lawn.
Do you think that'll happen?
That Lula might happen.
I definitely think that'll happen. Continue.
While cruel and unusual, this wasn't the brightest idea, as her ex-boyfriend was also a former employee of the same theater.
Dude, fucking shit where you're eating, man.
He
That's a
called
problem.
one of the managers the next day
What a fucking wiener, man.
Netflix Narcos over here.
and informed them of what happened. From then on, no one was allowed to take popcorn
See, that's what
home.
happened.
Ruined it for
Fucking
everybody. That's
bullshit.
so fucked up.
Do you have any crazy X stories or tales of abusing concession privileges? I'll hang up and listen. Matt in DC. Matt, thank you for the letter.
Yeah, I abused the bulk candy counter like
Oh, man.
nobody's fucking business. Which eventually they got rid of at the multiplex we worked at. But the bulk candy, it's like there's the big fucking tubs of each individual candy, and you take the bag. People will inevitably spill it on the floor constantly. I always tried to position myself so I got the concession stand register where you could reach your hand into whatever the closest candy thing was right there.
Nice.
So, dude, the fucking chocolate-covered peanuts, I think, was close. I was just chowing down, dude. Totally took it. I stole so much fucking bulk candy from that theater.
The height of decadence is me and Andrew, a very close friend of me and Andrew's, who also worked at the theater. He came up. You on your lunch break, you would just get like a slice of pizza from downstairs.
We had a nice deal with the Iranian pizza place dude who went by Tony. But the deal was he came up with free pizzas constantly, and then we let him and the tons of like club rats that he was friends with go see movies for free. Amazing relationship.
Did you ever put popcorn on the pizza?
No, but this is gonna get. Our friend, like, he's about to eat the slice of pizza like a normal human being would, and he's like, And he like looks around. And he's like,
I
see him
remember this. Oh,
fixated
this is
on-
bone chilling.
And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, and he puts it under the nacho cheese thing, presses the button, and drowns the thing, and then shoves it in his mouth.
Yep. Oh, dude, nacho cheese on your pizza.
That's disgusting.
douche chill.
I mean, if Taco Bell came out with nacho pizza, I'd be like, "Oh man, you have the nacho pizza? Yeah, that's great." I worked at a country club for 2 summers, and
These are like movies that I want. Like, what is that Matt Dillon movie?
The Flamingo Kid.
Flamingo Kid.
Yeah.
I want the Sadak Kid.
oh, dude, you don't even want to know what
I
happened.
know. I
to that-
definitely.
What the
Because
hell
my
did you
best
do,
friend
man?
I
was
definitely do.
My best friend was my boss and my ride, and sometimes we would not come to work sober, leaving that alone. And
Do you like pissing shit into the food?
no, but
Come on.
we would work in the cabanas, which was like, that's where you give your towels and shit. And then
Cabanas, dude. God, the fucking rich must be eating.
up a hill was where the snack bar was.
Right.
And it was a thing where we would
Shit into it?
but we would go there like completely messed up at like 8:00 in the morning.
Sure.
And get chicken fingers, and I am still digesting chicken fingers to this day. Like chicken fingers, French fries,
I love
grilled cheese, hot dogs, everything. It was a fat kid in a candy store, man. It was delightful.
Oh,
And
man.
then you chowdered up the chowder.
Yes, and then I chattered up the chowder.
Interesting.
I also constantly made all of like the mixed drinks for myself, like the smoothies and shit.
Sure.
And we had one friend who he'd always come to the movies and he'd get on my line, and I knew he wanted like an Oreo thing, and I hated making them for customers. I'd make them for myself all the time. I hated making them for customers, and I'd see this dude on the line and I'd be like, "Nope, just go to another one. I'm not fucking making it for you."
Yeah.
But yeah, just the fucking total abuse of that concession stand at all times. I also never got revenge on an ex-girlfriend with concession stand.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You're not waiting
that's
to
a smarter
exhale
move.
popcorn,
I don't
waiting
have,
to pop.
I don't have stories for either of these.
That's
so
totally fine, dude. That's
I'm
totally
You're
sorry.
better for it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't abuse anyone with popcorn.
You're abusing my eyesight with the mask. So you're doing
I don't even have it down right now. You know what? It's
That's
going
almost
down.
worse.
Wow.
There. Oh, beautiful. Look at that visage.
It's better, right? I would love to go through life like this. I've always thought since I was a child.
You should see the George Romero movie Bruiser.
I gotta watch that. I haven't seen that
You
one,
should
but
watch
like,
it.
I was always attracted to masked individuals, and I just never wanted a face of any kind.
I'm so disturbed. Can
Like,
we do
if I
it
could just
next
have like
month?
a helmet, maybe a Daft Punk helmet, would that be better?
That's better. Yes, it's featureless. I'm
A
okay
total helmet, that's
Yeah,
totally
yeah, you're
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
so
gonna cost you, though.
All right, I'll bring a helmet next time. man.
Okay.
All right, let's get on to the next letter.
It's you.
Okay. so-
Hold on, I'm going to stop
what?
you because we just
What?
talked about Matt in D.C.
Okay.
Actually,
oh, shit.
if Matt doesn't have a ticket yet, we are actually doing an East Coast tour at
that's
the
right.
end of April.
But, Steve, it's not just an East Coast tour,
I
is it?
apologize. It's an East Cage tour.
Get it right or pay the price, dude. Himself
Because
said
we're
we
doing
are-
all Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, we're going to Boston. D.C., Philadelphia,
Philadelphia.
and New York on
That's
April
right.
22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
4 days, 4 shows.
All that stuff's on the WHM podcast tour tab. WHMpodcast.com tour tab. We're doing Knowing in DC. We're doing
We're doing Knowing in Boston.
Knowing in Boston. We're doing
Gone in 60 Seconds in D.C.
Helping Helps.
National Treasure in Philly.
Thank
And
you.
the
and The
Wicker
Wicker
Man.
Man in New York City. That's going to be a big one, man.
April 22nd to the 25th. You do want to go to those shows. Those
Absolutely.
tickets are going. Please help the show out.
Oh my God, don't sound like fucking Jeb Bush. Please help the show out.
I mean, I'm not everybody in this room has $60. That's all I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
say.
true. That is true.
Some of us have more.
Some of us haven't been to the track today.
Oh, fuck me. All right, so let's read this letter here. Prince of Persia in theaters. Hey, guys, love the show. Thank you. The Prince of Persia episode totally gave me flashbacks to my high school life when I'd see every genre movie that came out with my dumbass friends. Fuck, I hope they don't hear you saying that, man. After all, this was pre-MCU. Well, not technically. Prince of Persia was 2010. That first Iron Man was 2008.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
this guy's a liar.
Yeah, you should write him back.
It's a lady, by the way.
it's all right. I'm just poking fun. It's all right.
This
Actually, you know
lady
what?
is a liar.
It's before we were calling it the MCU.
Yes, it was
She's
just like,
technically correct.
Superhero movie.
And we figured we needed to see Daybreakers, Book of Eli, and of course the classic Scream 4 to keep sci-fi and horror alive. I think Scream 4 is a good movie. I haven't seen the other two. All right, already.
They're all
They're all Scream movies?
No, he's talking about
all the
Daybreakers.
Oh, all right.
Daybreakers, Book of Eli, and Scream 4
but
are all
surely not the Prince of Persia.
Anyways, my buddy and I went to see Prince of Persia opening weekend at a massive mall multiplex, and we were shocked to find the theater almost totally empty. Were you shocked? We sat down and watched, but through the entire crab fest, someone behind us kept scoffing and talking about the movie and how dumb the stunts looked. Cut to the end of the show, and Jackie fucking Chan walks out of the theater with us, visibly annoyed at how bad the film was.
Allegedly, let's not get Mr. Chan in trouble. We want him to be in more movies.
I love Jackie Chan, and
It's incredible.
Have you seen The Foreigner yet?
What?
Have you seen The Foreigner yet? I have
Oh,
not.
I couldn't hear you through that
it's so
stupid
stupid.
mask. Him doing Taken?
Yeah, it's in Taken.
Oh, no, I
How
didn't
is
see
it, Chris?
It's not good.
No, that's a bummer.
It like ropes in the Troubles
Yeah. Oh, really?
for
Yeah.
some reason. For
The Irish
Yeah.
Troubles?
Pierce
Well,
Brosnan is trying
Pierce
to
Brosnan's in
is
that
the
movie?
villain.
Yes.
He's the bad guy.
Oh, I gotta see this movie, man.
No, you don't.
Was wondering if something similar had ever happened to you on your many movie-going adventures. Thanks for all the laughs, Jess in L.A.
Oh.
So yeah, I guess seeing
Celebs. I mean,
celebs in movies.
I've never been to the movies with a celebrity
What?
before.
You
What?
said before? You said Joel Schumacher was,
Oh,
was
right.
hanging
I'm so
out
sorry.
with you.
Yeah, well, I've told that story before, but yes, Joel Schumacher and I saw the last Bond movie together, which was a lot of fun. I was unemployed at the time. And
Spectre?
Joel, yes, Joel was there.
Joel, your buddy Joel.
My buddy Joel, we were just pals.
I recall I went to the New York premiere of Gravity.
Oh.
Me and a buddy of ours sitting there watching the movie. The whole time, someone behind us, ha! Wow! Whoa! Wow! Wow! Whoa! Wow! And you're like, who the fuck is this asshole?
Yeah.
Lights come up, stands up. I'm doing I'm putting my jacket on, but I'm also turning around
Yeah.
to see what the fuck this was all about. broadcasting legend Regis Philbin.
Makes sense.
It was so fucking funny.
How did they get the cameras all the way in space?
Why is he sitting inside a Chinese spaceship?
So, George Clooney's not coming back? Okay, this is ridiculous.
Oh, look at it crawling around in the mud. Gross.
Why can't I hear anything?
But what fucking bothered me, though, was for this premiere, you had to watch the 3D, which honestly, on a big
Gravity,
screen
yeah.
in
works.
3D is the only way to watch Gravity.
Sure.
I cannot imagine watching it in 2D on a television or whatever.
Yeah.
I told my brother-in-law as such one time. It was awkward. But I regretted the fact that I never actually got to see Regis Philbin wearing 3D glasses, which I imagine is pretty hilarious.
Have I ever told my Dennis Franz story?
No.
You are now, Big
Okay.
Daddy.
You're in one.
I went to a press screening of Inherent Vice.
What a shock. Let me guess, he didn't get it.
Well, it's better than that, but it's
I like
close.
how he doesn't have to go to a press screening. He just doesn't want to pay for it. Is that the idea?
That's really, yeah.
I was Sipowicz, god damn it.
So him and his wife come in, and they're behind me and my wife, and so it going on. I'm not hearing anything, and like I start hearing like I'm like meh, 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 meh. And then like I'm not kidding. Like at the 30-minute mark, when nothing is happening,
Joaquin Phoenix is just like smoking a J.
I think it's like him walking out of a car or something, and then
It happens a lot in that movie.
Dennis Franz just up and says, "What a crock," and gets up and leaves.
We stand a legend. Good for you. What a crock.
That's not how you get out of a car.
What an idiot.
I mean, that movie's good, but man, I just
again,
have so much more respect for Dennis Franz.
All this is allegedly, but one I can confirm for sure.
Okay, yeah, you can confirm the one that you're telling. Sure, go ahead. Fucking idiot.
We went to the Ant-Man premiere.
Actually,
Marvel.
all right, a lot of eyes were on
It
this
was
one.
actually mentioned on the stage and whatever. Anyway,
Sure.
Michael Douglas gave me a high five. It was a down low while he was running up the aisle.
Right.
And it was one of the best moments.
It might have been one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I earlier that day, because I was working at Marvel at the time, rode the elevator with both him. I think it was just Michael Douglas, and I was just like, like other people were talking. It was
really love disclosure.
It was very clear, like nobody's talking to Michael today. Like, and I get that. That's fine. The Michael Douglas. I'm not gonna. I'm
He doesn't want to hear from you.
I'm shit on Michael Douglas's shoe. What am I gonna do?
he doesn't want to hear from you
He
at
wants
all.
to slap these hands off.
But I just had this face like, boy, that's
Michael?
Douglas.
Michael?
Michael.
High five me, Michael.
All right.
Get your ass away from there.
I do have a good elevator story real quick.
Oh, please.
I
Oh,
was
sure,
going
go
to
for
another
it.
press screening, and me and a friend were riding up, and Paul Simon got on at the last minute, and I was just like, oh, well,
The littlest elevator rider.
So it's me and my friend are just, and we get up at the thing, and he gets off the floor before us.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. He made like 3 steps. He wasn't even out of the elevator.
Dude, he fucking fired in that elevator.
and my friend says, "Is that fucking Paul Simon?"
oh, no way. Oh, douche chill.
You gotta let
Total
those
douche
doors
chill.
close. I also
Fuck.
I also rid in an elevator with Paul Simon, and he's like this big.
He's shorter than you?
Yeah, he's
Tiny man.
significantly shorter than I am. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Dude, that's fucking
significantly.
breaking news.
All right. Puppet porn, everybody. Puppet porn.
Hey, now.
All right.
My
Ladies and
wallet is gone.
I'll get into position.
Yeah, now you have that mask on. You look like someone that watches fucking puppet
Congregation, join me in the revelry and turn your pages to 549 puppet porn.
Yay.
And yay. No, hey guys, been listening since the BVS episode back in 2016, and I've been a loyal Patreon member ever since it started. By the way, Patreon, we do a bunch of cool stuff on patreon.com/wehatemovies.
Sure.
FYI.
You should you read the rest of the sentence.
Updated the $8 level as soon as I heard about the Gleep glossary.
Look at
that
that.
is where I read tales of sci-fi from Star Wars to the guys.
And we make fun of you, kind of like now.
And the audio is much better than it is coming out of that dumb mask mouth.
Well, you sound like Snoke.
Kylo Ren. After the release of the Happy Time Murders,
Ugh.
it brought back memories of something that happened during my years in Brooklyn College back in
Nice.
2006.
Brooklyn College, man. Okay.
The film department tends to show weird and provocative movies during class,
That's
but
film
this
school.
one took the cake.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember the exact class where this happened, but I believe it was about storytelling in films. Aren't they all about storytelling in films, really, when you think about it?
Well, some of those classes are about lighting.
Yeah.
But that's
also
that's
there's
a
Form of storytelling.
Stan Brackage. Find a story there, pal.
Oh, yeah, Dennis Miller over there. That's what the Masked Singer is.
Oh, man.
Babe.
Uh,
Sort of like Maya Deren crossing the Rubicon.
Oh, my God. If Dennis Miller ever made a Maya Deren joke, I'd eat my own ass on the air.
I read the syllabus about the movie we would be viewing. It was called Let My Puppets Come.
Nice.
Come, C-O-M-E, just FYI, guys. I had never...
Well, it's an official title.
Yeah, I had never heard it before and just expected a wacky Muppet ripoff. Well, that's not exactly what I got. The professor started the film. I remember seeing the 3 puppet executives talking about needing to make more money.
Puppet executives.
So what were the executives of puppets or puppet
I
executives?
just put that out there. That's confusing.
No, it's just Rupert Murdoch.
I'm a puppet executive. I make all my puppets dance. Dance, Tucker. Hey, Tucker, dance.
It's him and 2 of Jeff Dunham's puppets.
Hey, Ahmed, make Tucker dance.
One of them made a joke to another while the other cursed that puppet out. It continues from there, and then we get an assistant puppet that suggests they make a dirty movie. He continues to describe a scene involving female nurse puppet giving a male patient puppet a blowjob. That's a
Patient puppet.
that ends with a shot. That ends with a shot that we actually see. My jaw dropped at what I was watching, only to realize things would get much worse. Somehow, they transition to another scene involving a busty female puppet having sex with a male puppet dog with full-on penetration.
Well,
now, you know what? Here's the thing. There you want to add puppet. You know, you're adding puppet executive.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
adding puppet to assistant. Puppet penetration sounds a lot better than penetration.
That was actually the name of my band in high school, was Puppet
I
Penetration.
thought your issue
Crazy.
was not penetration, but the fact it was a dog.
Well, also
That's where I thought it was going to, actually.
That's
That's honestly where you want a
Fucking
puppet.
dogs is fine by you then.
No, it's not. I'm saying that's why you want to modify with the puppet, so you know that nobody's actually fucking a real dog. Fucking a dog puppet, who knows?
Sounds like this is directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, babe.
I remember someone in class laughing uncomfortably at that scene. Another female student loudly shouted, "What are we watching?"
This is the thing. I have to stop you right here.
Please.
You're in film school.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up and you
Show
watch that
respect.
movie. You watch that movie because you don't know what the deal is. You watch that fucking movie, man. You're there to learn.
What's going to happen at the end of it? Alfred Hitchcock's going to come out and tell you what was what?
Good evening. What you just watched was puppets fucking.
Aren't we all puppets at the end of the day? Aren't we all puppets looking for holes?
I just mean you're
I
matriculated in a
understand.
program in where you are to learn about films that you're unfamiliar with, to push your boundaries and whatnot. Shut the fuck up and say it's terrible when it's over with.
And you're all going to be making puppet movies anyway. We know that's a trend now.
The professor, who was not a puppet,
Puppet Professor, that's a movie.
eventually stopped the film. The lights went
Oh,
up.
see, this is what I'm talking about.
The lights went up, and the class was in shock. Many were upset, while others just laughed about how uncomfortable the whole situation was, myself included. I was never able to figure out the importance of showing that film in class. Maybe the professor really liked it or liked puppet porn in general. I never saw Meet the Feebles, and I probably won't. But it seems to be like Let My Puppets Come is way worse content-wise than that film.
It would seem so from the scenes you described.
I actually went to go watch the Happy Time Murders at the Alamo Draft House, only to see Let My Puppets Come there in the beginning showcase, showing brief clips of that movie. Its influence clearly lives on.
Oh, well, absolutely. It's a
Has
timeless classic.
Has there ever been a film you watched in a film class that left you in shock? Keep up the great work, and I'm working on getting those tickets to your live show in NYC, Francesco in Brooklyn. Well, Francisco,
yeah, work
Rock and
faster.
roll, dude.
I hope you get them. shit's going fast.
Yeah, totally.
So this question, no, because I'm a cool guy.
Oh yeah.
I remember a professor of ours made us watch, excuse me, Ed Merhaj's like thesis film.
Besieged. Not Besieged. Is it Besieged?
I don't remember what it's called. The
guy, the Siege with Bruce Willis.
the guy who wound up going on to direct Shadow of the Vampire.
Gotcha. Max Schreck movie.
Yeah. His like thesis film is this crazy avant-garde thing where it's supposed to be like the god of something, I think, is like cutting out their own intestines. It's all like very, very crazy. And it was like shocking, but it was in a class where I was there studying the American avant-garde. So like you were sort of primed for it.
Yeah.
And honestly, and that class, studying the American avant-garde cinema, really fucking blew my melon off, man. Like just that class, Professor Greg Taylor, I have to say,
I remember this.
one of the most influential teachers I ever had. He's an amazing person. But that was a whole semester of like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It was fucking great. I wasn't shouting at the screen, "What are we watching?" You're in a fucking film class. Shut the fuck up. I cannot believe that.
Wow.
I cannot believe it.
It's called Begotten, by the way.
Begotten. Yes. Thank you, Captain. Thank you.
I remember. It was shocked in a good way because I love the movie. But the first time I saw Toussaint Makiev's Sweet movie, where they're eating the shit and all that, I was like, yeah, okay, this is a new thing for me, I guess.
Well, yeah, Dusan Makiveyev, man. Like, he was another provocateur.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I was pretty horrified at the opening moments of Antichrist, the Lars von Trier movie.
Sure.
But like these are all movies that are designed to provoke you
to do that kind of thing. Yeah, sure.
So that's what that is.
Not in a film class. And it was one of those classes where it was the end of the year and they showed Batman 1989. I was like 7 years old or 10 years old. And I was fucking terrified because that fucking clown man freaked me right out. That clown fucked me up, dude.
Did you refer
What,
to
the
him?
Joker?
Yeah, did you refer to him as the clown man?
The clown man's being scary.
He's kind of like the Joker of that movie.
He is exactly like the Joker of that film.
Never escaped it. Right.
Chris Cabon.
Final one here. My grandmother is a sociopath. Hey, gang.
Great title for a movie, by the way.
Well, are we related?
Miles from North Carolina here, longtime listener and proud Patreon member.
Thank you, sir.
I had a terrifying story to share about watching a movie with my grandparents and finding out my grandmother has no sympathy for other human beings. By the way,
everybody
was
reaches
she-
an age.
Would she watch Fox News?
might. By the way, I've read this before. A spoiler alert for anybody who is really waiting to see "Don't Breathe."
Okay.
The crappy Fede Alvarez movie.
Oh, dude, one of the fucking most overhyped horror movies of the last 5 years.
Stephen Lang, where
Yes,
he's
yes.
blind or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
What a fucking disappointment.
I'm probably
Stop.
saying the director's name completely wrong.
Fede Alvarez? No,
Fede
it's the dude who did the Evil Dead
Yeah, yeah,
remake.
it's Fede Alvarez.
Yeah, no, that movie fucking stunk.
I recently moved away from my hometown to a city about 2 hours away. Having been raised by my grandparents, I've always been close to them and tried to make a trip down to visit them a few times a month. During one of those visits, I noticed they were watching the 2016 horror thriller Don't Breathe.
The idea of my grandparents watching a horror movie, even at all, is mind-boggling.
No, to borrow a line from you, Steve Sadak, that you said at a great live show we had many years ago at this point. I literally now have no grandparents left.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine at a time in any of their lives, the ones that I knew in my lifetime, to ever watch a horror movie. Like the idea of a grandparent, my grandparents.
Yes,
I'm
for
sure like there are grandparent horror hounds out there. That's
cool
great.
Grandparents were.
Cool. Not my grandparents. No way. Fucking weird.
I accidentally watched like 25 minutes of Dead Alive with my grandmother.
Oh man.
A little on the nose.
She liked it better than you?
I think so.
Do you get to that fucking face in the soup scene?
That's when I turned it off.
It's a good time to turn it
I
off.
think it reminded her of the old country.
For those unfamiliar with the movie, it's about three friends who break into a house to rob a blind army vet. As the movie goes on, we find out that the blind man isn't as innocent as he seems and is involved in kidnapping and sexual assault.
This
like
movie
Eric.
fucking stinks.
Like
wow.
Eric right now.
Look at Creeper over here.
Bruiser.
Look out for Bruiser.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, I'm discomfortable. I arrived to my grandparents' house near the last third of the movie where we discover the blind man's true nature. My grandma is very vocal about her support of the vet.
Oh, that's awesome.
And her hopes that the three would-be burglars get what's coming to them.
Oh, yeah.
Once the twist is revealed, I expected her to change her tune and cheer for the kids. Nope. Even after the reveal, when Dylan Manette gets shot dead, I hear "ha ha" from my grandma. Horrified, I turned to her and asked her if she understood what's going on, to which she replied, "Well, they shouldn't be in his house."
To be fair,
Yeah, to be fair, Grandma.
stand your ground, my friend.
During the climax of the movie, when Jane Levy finally makes it out of the house where the blind man can't navigate, he releases his gigantic Rottweiler dog after her, and a chase ensues. During all this, my grandmother is saying, "Get her! Get her!
Good God.
Get her!" To which I remember her again. This man is not a good guy. I remind her again. This man is not a good guy, as we saw earlier. Her response once again: "They shouldn't be in the house."
Oh, man.
Have you guys ever experienced watching a movie with someone that was a little too sympathetic to the villain and their cause? Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work, Miles.
That's so fucking
That's
funny.
a really cool story.
Man, so yeah, I guess, so like a relative
Yeah.
misunderstanding a movie, kind of.
I don't think she understood that movie quite well. I think she knew what was going on.
She had her own reading of it, though, you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like my dad sometimes is rooting for John Wayne for all the wrong reasons. You know, just every now and again, you're like, okay.
He liked them at the beginning of The Searchers, but not at the end of The Searchers.
Yeah, totally. He called him a pussy.
Man up! Come on, Duke, man up!
No, I don't know. I've never watched The Searchers with my father. Yeah, I again, it's a weird thing. I don't really watch movies with my family.
Yeah,
me neither.
yeah, not that way either, man. I'm a solo dude.
So, well, you'd watch movies with your siblings. and whatnot.
Yeah. But I mean, though we were all the same age, kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have one for this one.
Well, I do find it weird. My sisters will not watch what they call movies wherein people are dirty. Which is
What
like,
does that
like
mean?
sword and sandals movies, like movies in the
Oh,
old
like
West.
they physically have dirt on
Yes,
them?
like physically movies where people are caked in dirt. They're like, I'm not gonna watch that. Everyone's dirty
Really?
the whole
That's quite bizarre.
Everyone's dirty. Everyone's dirty. Which I do understand to a certain extent, but it is a hilarious distinction because you're like now you're not watching their
Wait, do
their
they know?
movie
Do they
Blood.
know that they're from the Bronx?
Excuse me.
Wow, dude, a fucking sick slam.
Steve, if I may,
Yeah.
do they know that they're not going to be dirty the whole movie? That they're likely going to shower at some
It
point?
depends. Some of those movies get pretty dirty.
Nobody's taking a bath in Prince of Persia, dude.
I guess that's
Putting that
fair.
out there.
But did they
So,
not?
like-
They've never watched Shawshank Redemption?
I don't know. I mean, I
Sneaking out of the
Shit
house
tunnel, dude.
to watch dirty movies takes on an entire different context.
exactly. I can't watch that movie. It's too dirty. What movie is that? Oh no.
Oh, it's Ben-Hur.
Yeah, they shit in a trough, dude. That's disgusting.
Oh, Lawrence of Arabia, that's a dirty movie.
I wonder how far that extends, though. Like, do they get disgusted when, like, Ace Ventura comes out of that fake rhinoceros' asshole?
I mean, I think at that point you're invested in the film, but if you're yeah, the film.
Yeah, when nature
Sure.
calls. Ace Ventura
Yeah.
2, When Nature Calls, the film.
But like I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
it very specifically, like, oh, we want to watch Deadwood, and they're like, oh, everyone's really dirty in that, and I get it.
That's fun because, like, yeah, I actually do kind of
Exactly,
get
I
it.
do get that.
It won't prevent me from watching something, but it is just kind of like,
I gotta watch these people. That was fucking caked in dust.
that's why it's great to watch something like
Grapes of Wrath, right? That's another
no,
one you
like
can't watch.
Phantom Thread. Everybody's clean as
Oh
fuck.
yeah,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
watch that.
Yeah.
Bunch of brushes.
I don't know. That lady who passes out in that dress, she was partying a little hard. I think she got some crumbs.
Probably some crumbs, dude. You're absolutely right. That is WHM mailbag for the month of, what are we now?
March.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
the end of March.
I accidentally hit the title card before we were signing off. I was just so eager to get to the next mailbag, which, by the way, if you want to be featured, you fucking creep. If you want to be featured on that next mailbag, weallhatemovies@gmail.com. You are freaking me the fuck out. And you have to watch Romero's Bruiser, dude. I can't believe you kept on the whole time. Yep, there it is. So Eric's wearing a creepy mask. Steve has $60. Chris Cabin and I came away with nothing. That's totally fine.
Well, a new fear of Eric. There's that.
That's actually true.
See you guys at the dollar menu, bitches.
So until next month, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.